Howdy everyone, this is Mopbot, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 18. It's been just a little bit since the last episode. It's been probably about 2 weeks, maybe just a little bit less, and I have a good reason for that. We actually had a community event, and so the server was running on the backup for about 3 or 4, maybe 5 days, and so I wasn't actually able to get on and record. I've also had a couple other videos coming out, so be sure to check out those as well. But anyway, what I have been able to do was move down the lighting here. It was kind of bulky and in the way last time and kind of all up in your face. Now the iron blocks that were here before have been replaced with the white glass here, and then instead of having the glowstone on top of them, that's been replaced with the half slab, and the glowstone has been moved down to in here. And I think that looks pretty nice. I think that hides it just a little bit more. And thanks to Coop Dizzle for actually suggesting that. I think that's what you're talking about. But either way, I quite like it this way. And we still have those ugly ones on the wall, but that's going to come with the decoration of that. But quick before we get started, I want to mention the two new members. We've got Clodhopper and Galza. Those links will be down in the description, as are everyone else on the server. And speaking of Claude, there he is, and there he goes. So also in between episodes, I've been sitting AFK for a little bit, collecting some of the villagers up here, and we've started to fill up this thing actually really fast. I haven't been gone for too long, but we've only got 4 more slots open, which means in today's episode, I also want to work on a way to control the overflow of these guys, but then I also want to go through and see which ones I do and don't want so far. So this is the first guy we got over here. We got this guy in last episode. This is a butcher. I think we got another one of those. He'd be, yep, right here. Oh, that's actually a leather worker. Is this guy? No, another leather worker. So I think that's the only butcher we have, actually. So actually between the two leather workers, we've got one that gives 11 leather, or takes 11 leather, and then we've got this one that takes 10. So I think the second one, yeah, that's just leather pants, and this one gives also leather pants, but a little bit more expensive. So that other one's definitely better, and I think we can kill this guy without affecting the other ones. Let's hope. Okay, he's on fire. I don't see any of the particles that say it's no bueno. Okay, he's gone. I should probably create a better system also for killing these guys. But if I come back here, then I have to actually break the cart for it to reset. And then going through here, we have also got a couple other duplicates. I feel like I'm going to want to keep every librarian because, well, Feather Falling 3 is pretty good. And then we've got 2 more over here. We've got Luck of the Sea 1, which actually isn't that great. But then over here, this one I really like, Depth Strider 3. So that's pretty awesome. We don't actually have Depth Strider on these boots, so that might be a good one to get. So we're going to get rid of that guy. Bye. You weren't really needed. And then we've also got, I think, 2 clerics. So looking at these, let's try not to click on you with an ender pearl. You got 36 rotten flesh for an emerald and 10 gold. And this other one down here, we have got 38 rotten flesh and also 10 gold. So we're going to keep the other one because it's just a little bit cheaper. I do have lots of rotten flesh though, so maybe not too big of a deal. And we can always get more. Of course, those aren't actually too hard to get. And then what else do we have? We've got, so we went through, did we do this guy? We got this Fletcher here, and we've also got a Fletcher here. This one's 16, that one's 19. I have traded a little bit with this one, and he's a little bit further, but I think we can get that with the other one as well. So now we've got a few more open slots, and I actually probably should have saved that one, because I know OG was actually looking for something like that to get a villager's, kind of like a villager farm like I have out there. He wants to get one of those going at spawn. Oops. I'll get on the next one. Even if it's just a little bit better, I can give that up. So anyway, like I said, I want to be working on this in this episode. And this little andesite path right here is actually the same one from back here. So the goal is to have the extra minecarts come down with the villager. Come like this, come right down here. Gonna kick off the villager and kill it somehow. And then the minecart's gonna continue off in this direction, go right the way up this staircase, and then come out the back here. And this is actually going to go off in that direction. I haven't actually cut that out yet, but this right here is where they come in. So then we'll kind of have like a side-by-side track that go 2 ways. This one will be bringing villagers in, and that one will be bringing the empty minecarts back out and putting them back into the system over there so that we can keep shuffling through different villagers and be getting them over here as quickly as possible without having to go refill the system, because that would be actually quite a pain. So if we go down here, I have kind of an idea for how I want to do this. Not quite sure if it's going to work. I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is just kind of a rough sketch of how I want it to work. This is kind of ugly right now and not actually how I'm going to set it up. Just kind of a crude layout right now. But if I hop in here and then go over these activator rails, it should kick me out. Although it kicks me out right on the track. So I was thinking, if that's level, it might kick me out there. I don't know if that's how it works because I'm not very good with actually using these. And if I figured it out, it might make the Blaze Farm work a little bit better because that's not exactly working how we like it to right now. So we go like this. Then yeah, it actually kicks me out on the same height. So now I wonder if I put a block there, and then also get rid of these. If that's going to put me out then on this block instead of over here, and instead of on top of the rail itself. And if we do that, no, we still go on top of there. So I don't know if it's directional or what, but either way, it works where it's going to be over here, so we'll have like lava or something that just dumps them out and then kills them that way. Because yeah, that's working the same way. Looks like I'm landing on the same place every time, kind of right split between these two blocks. And then if we do that again, I should land in the exact same spot. And yeah, so we're landing right split between these two blocks. So that'll be pretty good to know, and we can go ahead and do that, and then get this room just a little bit decorated, because right now this is, well, it's very gray and very ugly. Room's coming along just a bit here, although what I did realize is that when I would break those blocks and put lava at this height, I was just testing it with water so I wouldn't kill myself, but it would just put me right back on here. It didn't really count that as an actual block that I could land on. So what I decided to do instead is just have it roll over the top of the block, and I pushed it back far enough so that it won't, destroy the track when I go over it. So if I hit that, then I land there, and I kind of fall back over the track so that the villagers don't do that. What I think would be nice is if I put glass there, then they won't be able to actually escape, and they'll just kind of sit there. And now we're going the wrong way, so let's try going the other way here. And if we do that, then we jump onto the other side of these, and the villager's going to be stuck back here. And we'll have one that just comes here, and then we'll have another one that comes here. And lava can only flow forward, so we don't need to go back so far. We'll probably go off in that direction, so we don't have to go so far back there. Okay, so the room is done, and I think it looks pretty clean. I went with a lot of whites here, and just completely matches everything else that's been going on. Again, with the birch floor, and then some stone slabs for the ceiling. Used some white glass here, and then just kind of carried it over just because it looked kind of weird having these two pop out. And one thing I should say is that the villager will end up right back on the track if you do not have air blocks right in front of where this polished diorite is back there. And yeah, so I tried it a few times with blocks actually there, and I kept ending up on the track, and I was really confused why. I thought maybe you couldn't end up in the lava, although it was actually just those blocks there. So if you're doing this yourself, just make sure you have those 3 blocks right there so that it will actually end up where it needs to go. But anyway, back here is still, pretty dirty, and we just broke, better. So very dirty, and then very clean over here. We're going to wait to actually do this side until we do some more of the base and we figure out a little bit better how the actual design is going to go. So then back here, just all diorite going all the way up, and then it's completely lit so that no zombies can spawn back here and get to the villagers there. I also back here, and see if you can actually see this from here. Gonna have to zoom in because that's really far down there. I've added a fence gate so that adult zombies cannot come in that way, and then this whole tunnel here is also lit up so that no adult zombies can come in and kill the villagers that way. The only possible way, and I'm not even sure if baby zombies can track that far, but if a baby zombie's down there outside and then walks under that gate, comes all the way down here, and then comes in the back, I think then it could probably kill a villager, but I'm pretty sure that's the only way, and I don't think that's a very good chance. So we may have to change it at some point in the future, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Anyway, coming up front, we redid this area just a little bit to further zombie-proof the area. I've added more lights in the floor, and then just a little bit of detail here. You can't actually fall in them, although what Corp actually showed me that he found is that you can just glide right over that without falling in. So that's actually really useful, and it makes for designs like this without actually falling in, unless I'm going really slow, because then I probably could fall in. But anyway, we actually had to pull this back 2 blocks because these 4 fence gates right here, these would not line up properly with these. They were offset by 2 blocks, and so I just kind of rearranged stuff, and now it actually lines up. So that was really good, and it made the floor a little bit easier, because before doing something like this would have either been lined up with this or lined up with that, and that was kind of bothering me, so I just pulled this back 2 blocks here. So this area here is now also only 4 blocks as opposed to the 6 that it was before. Not that big of a deal, but then I kind of had to redo that too. So then for this area, I also brought the half slabs up, half a block, and there's going to be minecart tracks in here. So that's only going to be just kind of a little lip, and I think it'll look pretty cool. I think it'd be kind of nice to kind of have that little ridge in between the tracks and the walking area. So then anyway, because of light issues back there, so that zombies couldn't spawn again, I added some fence gates, or just some regular fences rather, and those are the birch ones to kind of pop against the oak, and then some cobblestone slabs up there. So kind of matches what's going on over here. I don't think it stands out too horribly much, and I think it works pretty nicely. These pumpkins back here, or jack-lanterns rather, are just temporary as well. I don't think this is actually too dark. No, that's all good. So again, just to stop the spawns, to keep the villagers all alive there. That's really the main goal. And then it's completely safe in here, so we don't have to worry about that at all. And while I was waiting, I actually got a few more villagers. I think I got 3 more. So let's see. We got this guy, I think, maybe. Is this the right? Yes, fire protection 3. That's new. Although 41 emeralds is kind of dumb, but we got 27 paper, which is also with this guy trade, so we might use that a lot, and then if that runs out, we might end up just killing the guy because that's really expensive, and I really don't need the fire protection. We also got this guy here, I think, or did we get this one? I don't remember which one we got. I think it was this one, actually. Yeah, because this is the one that trades coal, which is pretty nice, although I did say I would give my next brown coat to OG for the farm at spawn, and I think I'm just going to do that anyway. Coal's nice, but I will contribute to the server, and then I think this guy might be new as well. Another leather worker, and pretty much the same trades as before. Although 9 iron versus... We got 10 leather over here. I think I said iron over there. I meant leather. So anyway, because these guys trade paper, what I want to work on in today's episode is working on a sugarcane farm so that I can get plenty of paper and get plenty of emeralds. I'd also like to see a toolsmith and an armorer over here, and that way I can get plenty of tools and, well, without using the diamonds, and I can just spend, well, paper really, because that's all I would have here. So I have a plan for it, and if you come out here, it's kind of out of the way, but it's going to be completely automatic. It's not going to need me at all, so I don't really need to go over there that much. It is going to be kind of outside. It's not going to be like hidden or anything. Oh, it's going to be somewhat wide. You can... Well, that's not right. I don't know why that happened. I'll have to fix that in a little bit. I probably just need another powered rail. I could probably use more over here. I don't have a whole lot over there. I tried to fix that because that just happened recently. And I added that one. I probably just need one more. When I tested it with the player, it worked. So we'll just push you along for now. And we'll test it with the next guy. But anyway, this is how tall it's going to be. It's going to go right into this little hill here. And then it's just going to go straight back. And we're actually going to be using my sugarcane farm design. It's really simple. It's really small and it's completely auto. So it's just going to be going back into the hill. I think I've carved away actually enough other than what the back wall is going to be. And the goal is to have just completely glass in front. And then you'll be able to see into the whole farm. And then we'll just, like I said, we'll kind of bar over the top. And then we'll have a minecart coming out to bring all the drops into the storage area. So it'll be pretty cool. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome. We could definitely decorate this area as well to make it match just a little bit better. And so now that we're done with the redstone down there and we know it works, I'm going to just completely keep this patched up now, and I think it looks pretty nice, and we're finally back to not having a gaping hole right there. Okay, so using my design here, I've got the first layer already set up, and it's really simple how it works. You can see that there's a line of sugarcane right here, and then there's pistons one block diagonal to them, and they're actually bud powered from that line of redstone behind them. You can see back here, this is all turned on, so when a sugarcane grows and it'll update the piston, that piston's going to fire out and bring this redstone block with it. That's on a sticky piston right back there. That'll unpower this line, and then these pistons will retract, and it'll be reset. And I just broke it. Let's put that back. So this is going to be completely stacked up, and I think I can get about 5 layers because each one is 4 high. Right here is where the next layer of sugarcane is going to go. So if I go in here and grab some water, and I need more sugarcane. So I have these set up right now so I can actually have the farm going while I've been AFK so that I could actually collect enough sugarcane because I really didn't have much. So anyway, if we go in here, there's a small trick to all the water right here because we need it at this height for the sugarcane to be on top of this sand here. And of course there's redstone right here. If we just place 2 next to each other, it's going to flow back like this and just knock out all the redstone. But if we do it in every other one, you can see that it flows off to the sides first and spams the updating of the pistons. But first off, then we keep going across like that, and you can see that now that does not flow over, which is exactly what we want. We could possibly even go just a little bit further, maybe. So that comes down to there. If we even skip that one, that could actually be a faster way to do it, and it will save me a little bit of water as well. Kind of just a pain to keep running back and forth, so obviously that's not going to work. So I'm going to redo this row a little bit cheaper, and then we'll see how tall this thing actually can be. I think it's going to be 5, but I might be just a little bit wrong. We've also added some glass here on the side, and that's to stop the sugarcane from going off to the side. Right here, there's also going to be some glass, so that this cannot just fall out here, because that's been doing that quite a lot when this comes out, and the only way we can actually lose sugarcane is if it lands on the sand block, which it does some of the time, but most of the time it's going to land either here or here, and like I said, it's going to hit the glass here and then just fall straight down. So if it's equally, the equal chance of landing on each of the 3 blocks, then about 2/3 of the time it should land in here, which would be pretty great, and this really wasn't even long. I had probably half a stack after doing this, and then this was maybe another half hour just from this little bit here. So having 5 times as much as that should be really quite nice. Alright, so we've got a completed design now, and I think it looks pretty cool actually. I'm fairly pleased with it. I really like the sugarcane color. Having the old sugarcane, I think really adds to this. Now, I know that most people probably don't have it, and if they come over here, they're probably just going to be seeing the brown sugarcane, but from my perspective, it does look pretty cool. And even with the default, it probably wouldn't look too bad. It would just blend in a little bit more and just be just a little bit more neutral. So overall, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Just the one thing is that I wish I would have put it a little bit further back into the mountain, because right now it kind of sticks up quite a lot. I was planning on it sticking up just a little bit, but not quite so much because it's pretty far out right now. But I might actually build a second one back there at some point. I don't know. But anyway, let's go down and look at the storage area, because this all comes down right here. I put hoppers all along the bottom, and you can see some sugarcane falling. There's actually some that gets caught on the corners, but I'm not too worried about that. I've been gone for just a little bit. Probably, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe not even, and it's actually filled up pretty quick, so that's really awesome. And if we come down here, you can see the very simple minecart loading station right here. It'll come in, stop on this track, and then this hopper will start to spit items into it. And then there's this hopper back here as well with sugarcane in it. So yeah, that's a good amount of sugarcane. So it'll come in, and then once this hopper's empty, that's going to let this torch turn back on, and then it's going to power this block and send the minecart back off. And so that minecart then goes back into the storage area, where it's then going to be unloaded and sent up into the storage area. So this area out here is also going to be decorated at some point. I don't just want to leave it all open like this. It probably doesn't have to be too extravagant, because I don't plan so much on actually being back here so much, since we don't actually need to access the storage of the farm from that side. Although maybe I'll put something else back there at some point. So anyway, then coming into the front of the storage area, you'll be able to see where that actually comes into, and this makes me really happy, because this is the step in the right direction as far as the base goes, because the plan here is to have rails like this going all the way across, and that's really what I want to be kind of the focus of this area here. So to have the first one in makes me really, really glad and really excited for getting the rest of them in there. But down here is going to be an unloading station. Haven't done that yet, and that'll probably be in the next episode, or maybe between episodes, because this whole back wall is going to be done, and it's got, I'm going to have plenty of them going across, because there is going to be a rail on every block. And whether or not I use every block as an actual track to bring stuff in, or whether it's just decoration, I'm not entirely sure. It depends on the design for the unloader that I use. So hopefully I can find one that's tileable next to each other like that. But anyway, in the time I've been gone, I actually got some more villagers as well. Something I'm really, really happy to see, because now we can go through and pick out the best ones and get rid of the not so great ones. And so once I do that, I can actually stop it from overflowing, because right now we're really close, and we don't want to be wasting villagers by sending them down into that death chamber there. Although, speaking of, we do still need to get the cart that goes back to the system and sends the minecarts back when we do reach the point where we are actually overflowing. And I'm joined by a lot of people on the server right now, although one of them is OG, who needs a brown-coated villager for the farm at spawn, so we will as well get that to him. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Go and subscribe for more. But anyway, this has been Mopot, and I'm out.